Hello, everyone. Hey, I just wanted to share something with you this morning, or whenever you're watching this video, because I know that when we record these, that they're not always watched immediately. So, anyway, have you ever thought about the fact that God knows your future and that God has plans for you that you don't know anything about, and maybe that someone else that's just going to help you or going to do something for you at the time they don't even know about it. 1 Kings chapter 17 verse 8 says this, "And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee." And he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called unto her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. Now, I don't have time in this little short video to go back and tell you the whole story, but there was a drought in the land, and the drought was because the prophet of God had had commanded it not to rain, and it hadn't rained. And so we see here that now the very person that had commanded it not to rain, and there's a drought in the land, is telling this woman, bring him some water. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. Now, first of all, we see in this word here that Elijah said unto her, Go get me, fetch me some water. She went to go get him some water. And then he says, and by the way, bring me a little cake or something to eat too. And she tells him, I don't have anything left, just enough for me and my family. Understand in this story right here that God has given to us, the man of God was told that there was someone there that was going to take care of him, and she didn't even know it herself. She didn't know that she was going to be the one to take care of him. And Elijah said unto her, Fear not. Fear not. She didn't know that she was going to help him and do something for him. She didn't know that she was already preordained to do it by God, that God had set this in motion. And he said, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and afterward make for thee and thy sons. For thus said the Lord, listen to me, thus said the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste or shall not run out, neither shall the cruse of oil fail until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And what'd she do? What'd she do? She went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days, and the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake unto Elijah. There's so much in this story right here this morning, the day that I want to talk about. First of all, God told the man of God to go. The man of God obeyed and went. God told the man of God that when he got there, there would be somebody there to sustain him. The person that was there to sustain him didn't even know that she was supposed to sustain him or take care of him until what? Until he opened his mouth and gave her a word. The prophet gave her a word. And when he gave her a word, she obeyed the word. And when she obeyed the word, God sustained not only him, but her through the drought, through the famine, through the bad time. What I want to say to you today is that God knows your future. And God has good plans for you. God has good plans for me. But so many times we walk in fear, and we're afraid to say what God says say. We're afraid to do what God says do, and we don't obey him. But if excuse me, if we will just learn to obey him, If we will just learn to do what God says do, when God says do it, step out in faith. I'm telling you, walking with God is a faith walk. And living our everyday lives in this world that we live in is a faith walk. Sometimes we have to just step out in faith and begin to obey and do what God says for us to do. I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you to first of all, make sure you get a word from God. When you've got a word from God, walk it out, obey it, do what God said do, and watch God. God will make a revision. I'm going to tell you, sometimes you'll see things happen and you'll go through things and you'll think, well, God, I know I got a word from you. I know you said do this. I know you said, and it may look like at the time it's not working out. But I want to tell you, in the end, God will do exactly what God said he will do. So walk it out in faith today. Live it out without fear, and begin to trust God and watch God move for you. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video, I would sure appreciate it if you just share it so someone else might enjoy it too. God bless, and we'll see you at another time. Thank you. Bye-bye.